Hey everyone, and welcome back for episode 2. I think it'll be a short one today, but wanted to give an overview of the little bit of transfer activity we did do and then where that leaves the squad, at least through January. So as you can see, we really haven't done much to bring anybody in, but the one transfer that did get finalized was bringing in Youssef Amin, who is only 18. I think we'll get him some run in the team this year, but definitely more of a sign for the future. And honestly, probably long term, probably ends up with a move to a bigger club. But for now, we thought about loaning him out, but decided to keep him here. We do have a really strong under 19 staff, and then I think there are opportunities in cup games and as we have injuries and anything else like that, that we can get him some run in the first team. Outside of that, transfer wise, really just looked for loans out at the deadline. So I had quite a few players go out to get some playing time. Really had some bloated reserve teams and U19. So tried to move some of the players that we thought it made sense to get them some playing time elsewhere. The biggest thing that did, besides getting those players playing time, is if we get to the finances, still not in great shape, but it did give us room under the payroll budget. So looking good there, which definitely wasn't the case prior to the deadline. As we discussed last time, really going with the 4-3-3 as our main tactic. So looking at some of the key players that are going to be here going forward, Tarada is still going to be our key threat in the front, and I think what stands out is really just the finishing. We're using him more so a lot of times as the advanced forward. So not great dribbling, but good first touch finishing, really good off the ball. So I think good fit for what we need him to do. Eskowski's not our best player, but I think what stands out and why he's in the squad right now is he is our best passer, the 15 rating there. So that's really what we're using him for with the inside forward at support, is to give us another option besides Drexler to put those passes together. But Drexler is still going to be our key playmaker. Playing him out of position a little bit in the 4-3-3, he'd definitely be more comfortable when we do go to the 4-2-3-1. But still, good playmaker, great vision, good passing ability. Boulter is probably one of our strong players. We saw it last time. Pretty good finishing. Not great at anything, but pretty good overall. And so far, that's resulted in good ratings overall. And in the back line, going with Kaminsky and Theoff for now. In the center, Itakura is a loanee for Man City. Pretty good pace, marking, tackling. Really been going with a rotation of those three for now. I think the rest of the squad does lend itself a little bit if we did want to go to 3 at the back or 5 in the back. But with only having that rotation of 3 for now, not really comfortable moving that way yet. If we do end up, having Sané come back in after his injury, and we decide not to loan him out to give us some budget room and get him into the Bundesliga, then we might look at going that way down the road. So those are some of the key players in the formation. Then Flick is a good versatile option off the bench. Blanco is another loanee I brought in since taking over. Young and not necessarily great at anything right now, but I think especially the pace and the passing is what he brings. So we had been using him as our starter for a little bit, but have moved away from that for now. But still a good option off the bench, especially later in games. Pieringer is another loanee, but one we haven't really found a great place for. He definitely is a strong player, just hasn't really fit into what we want to do. He could be our striker off the bench, but the 12 finishing isn't great. Even though Joveljic is only a little bit above at the 13, he's probably going to be the one we go to more often, especially with the off the ball mixed in. But I think both could see playing time at first, especially if we need to get into matches late and decide to go with 2 at the front, but need to take Tarada off. And Cherlanov is another attacking threat, one we probably need to use more, but just really hasn't performed. Gave him a lot of opportunities to start and just wasn't getting it done. So that's why we've gone with Raskowski and Boulter for now, but he could certainly work his way back into the team. So that's where we are for now. We have started training a third formation, not necessarily the roles these people would fill, but really to give us a chance to get to at the front at times. My concern with this, and I think it's really only one we would use in if we really need to get back into matches, but really leaves our fullback exposed over here. Definitely have the potential to get overrun. I moved Salazar over to the right a little bit to try to cover for that, but not an ideal situation. And one, especially anyone who's going with the 4-2-3-1 or anything where they have two wingers over here, could I think we could definitely struggle with that. So want to be able to use it in those situations. That's where we are right now. Haven't played any matches since the last video. I don't think we'll play any today. Probably what we'll do is the next time I film, we'll come back and play this Hanover match and look at what some of the data is showing us. But Hanover is one of the other promotion contenders, so I think we'll come back and play that one next time.